Hey guys, and welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to show you how to diagnose if you need a wheel bearing. So today I'm inside the Golf, and I'm going to show you that this thing needs 2 front wheel bearings. Now, when you're driving your car, you can be able to notice either a noise or a pull from left to right, and that's going to determine whether you have a bad wheel bearing or not, and if it needs to be replaced. Now, if you guys remember, I installed a set of Volkswagen GTI big brakes on the car, and I picked those up, so the knuckle, the brakes, the caliper, the rotor, all that stuff, all for 80 bucks. Now, with that being said, those were used. So when I put them on the car, they looked great, they looked like they'd be working perfectly, but as soon as I took the car up and down the street, I noticed something, and I'll show you exactly what I noticed. So as soon as you start driving and getting some speed, can you hear that? It sounds kind of like it's grinding. Those are the wheel bearings on the car. Both of them need to be changed because the wheels aren't spinning properly as they should. It'll still drive up and down the street normally, but as you can tell, it makes a decent amount of noise. So the front passenger needs to be replaced along with the driver. And even at 50 kilometers an hour, you can see that the car is making a substantial amount of noise from the front end. When you put your foot into a little bit, it only gets worse and worse. Now, if only one of them was bad, the car would either pull to the left or to the right. Now, whichever side that it's pulling towards, that's the side that definitely needs to be replaced. Now, in my situation, both of them are equally worn, so the car is staying straight even though they're both worn out. I'm gonna get the car in the air and I'll show you what that means. As soon as I put the GTI big brakes on the Golf, the ABS light turned on. Now, I took a look at it, the wheel speed sensors are okay, but it's the wheel bearing that is causing this issue. Now, my guess as to why the wheel bearings failed is because they were sitting for a while. When I bought these brakes used, they were all rusty and they came off of a broken car. Now, because they were sitting for a while, my guess is that the bearings inside the actual wheel bearing rusted, and right now you're getting that rusted sound. You're getting the metal on metal contact in the wheel bearing when it spins. Now, that is one way that the wheel bearing can fail. Another way is that the wheel bearing can actually start to separate from itself. So on the inside of it, it's actually comprised of 2 parts. You've got the inner and the outer part of the wheel bearing. And if that separates, you'll be able to detect any play when you go to your wheel and you move it up and down or left to right. Something to note is that when you're doing this, if you have play from left to right, make sure that it's not your tie rod ends, because that is something that could go wrong and give you play. The wheel bearing should have play every way that you spin it. So if you have play when you push on it this way, this way, this way, and this way, if you have play in all those directions, my bet is that the wheel bearing is gone. Now, if you guys want to see how to do that, I'll have an annotation right here. You guys can click it, and I'll show you how to replace a wheel bearing. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to replace a wheel bearing on the Golf. I took the wheel off, and I can show you right here that this is the entire brake system, and the wheel bearing is found on the inside of there. Now, on the old brakes that I have of the Golf, that is what you should be seeing. And this is the wheel bearing. This little part inside, and it allows the wheel and axle to spin freely. If you look at this new one right here, you can see that the inside will spin freely from the outside. So this spins. If this video has helped you guys out, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment if you have any questions. If not, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Me neither.